It's here. It's here. You guys are just, I don't know how we're gonna announce it. Are you keen to see it?
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you already seen it.
I've seen it once for an hour. Oh my God. So this right here is my new 2001 Mazda RX7
sticker.
Bathurst R. And
Sticker. It's got a sticker. It's got a cool sticker.
So this is my first time seeing it in person. It's cold. it's very, very cold. We woke up this morning. It was the first day that we've ever experienced frost. It was 0 degrees when Sarah got to the car this morning. And I was gonna get the RX7 out this morning to show you guys in the morning light, but it was too cold. The car wouldn't have warmed up and I didn't really want to turn it on unless I could run it for a couple of minutes. But anyway, guys, I want to introduce you guys to my brand new 2001 Mazda RX7 FD Type R Bathurst R. That is a mouthful. I told you guys something crazy was coming, and there's only one car that I would ever sell my beautiful FD for, the single turbo Bridgeport. So first of all, guys, I want to bring you guys up to speed on what exactly this car is. So as I said before, it is a Type R Bathurst R Series 8, so it's a 2001 model. They finished production in 2002, and this one right here is in beautiful sunburst yellow. So it's not CYM, which is very, very similar color. Sunburst yellow is a little bit deeper, a little bit richer, and it only came out on the Series 8 Bathurst R. There's only around 275 of these in existence, which I think is pretty cool. And they were only Japanese delivered as well. So weirdly enough, the Bathurst R was not sold at all in Australia, which I think is kind of weird considering the reason the Bathurst R was made was to commemorate the RX7's consecutive Bathurst 12-hour wins in New South Wales. So weirdly enough, Mazda made a car that has a cool sticker on it to commemorate that. But the Bathurst R has some pretty cool things over the Type R. It's actually very similar to my original RS. The RS upgrade was basically bigger front rotors, the twin oil coolers, and it had upgraded turbos and a few other extra little bits. The Type R didn't get any of them, but the Type R Bathurst R did, apart from the front brakes. So the front brakes I'll quickly show you right now. A touch smaller, and you guys can already see we have a beautiful set of gloss black brand new TE37s, but yeah, you guys can see the front brakes are a little bit smaller, and that's pretty much the biggest difference between the Type R, the Bathurst R, and the RS. So this is very, very similar to my old RS, but yeah, oh, this thing looks so good. So a few months ago, my good friend Nathan down in Sydney, he owns a beautiful yellow 200SX, and of course anything Japanese and yellow I literally adore, and especially an S15. S15 is also another one of those cars that I really want to have one day, and he owns probably the cleanest one, I dare say, in Australia. It is absolutely beautiful. Anyway, a couple of months ago, he sent me a photo of this car in the back of a trailer, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe he just bought that. Fast forward a few months, he's done a few little things to it. He took off the CEs, which are just behind me down here, put on a set of black TEs, put on a carbon fiber lip for the spoiler, put on a carbon diffuser, a couple of other little things around the car, plus a massive lowdown sticker, which is gonna come off today. As much as he loves lowdown, I don't follow them as much, so I'm gonna take that off, try and make this car as clean as I possibly can. But at the end of the day, this car is just beautiful. So a few months ago, he messaged me, we were having a bit of a chat, and he's like, look, at the end of the day, I don't know whether I want 2 cars. He's already got an insanely clean spec car S15, and I was like, how much would it cost for me to take this car off your hands today? And he said a number, and I tried to make it happen. I made it happen within a month. And this car, I put a deposit down before I even saw it. So as soon as I put a deposit down, I decided we were moving to Melbourne, like really quickly. So this all happened very, very quick. We moved to Melbourne, and I was also trying to sort out this car as well. So I brought my RX-7 down to Melbourne, which has then gone to a new Melbourne owner, and I got this thing transported from Sydney to Melbourne. So it's a little bit of, it's very expensive moving 2 cars, 3 cars down here pretty much. But yeah, now we have this incredible car. So I haven't looked at this thing at all. I've seen it at Nathan's house and I went through it, but he's put a few little parts inside the car which I haven't looked at just yet. So I thought I would wait until you guys can come here and we can walk through it together. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to this camera, guys. Hopefully that looks good. I don't know. So either way, let's have a little bit of a run through the car. The car has been repainted and it was a $24,000 or $25,000 restoration. So the car is not wrapped, thank God. As much as I love the wrap, I'm very happy to get with paint, but you guys can see just how incredibly glossy this thing is. And it's hard for yellow. It's very, very hard for yellow to look glossy. I don't know if you guys can kind of see, but it is absolutely immaculate just how glossy this thing is. So yeah, as I said, $25,000 restoration. The car has got all new seals over the entire thing. It's got all new seals around the back glass. The one thing I did notice is the back glass is very scratched up. These cars come like privacy glass and everything else as well, so anything really shows, but there's a lot of very deep scratches on the glass. It looks like someone's used a razor blade or something to clean it, which wasn't ideal. So I think this car could really do with a set of brand new genuine glass all around. The windscreen isn't too bad, but aside from that, we've got a few little carbon fiber goodies. The front lip is all carbon fiber. The side skirts are all carbon fiber as well. And the diffuser is carbon fiber, which is the one that we had on the car. And also a carbon fiber wing blade as well. Now this isn't like the craziest wing blade. It's kind of got like a few little ripples and dimples. So I think what I'm going to try and do, I've always wanted to have a bit of a play around with carbon fiber. So I'm going to take this off, put the yellow one on, and then I'm going to try and sand this back and try and get it as smooth as I possibly can. Try and repaint it. I think that might be pretty cool. The Series 8 tails look in incredible condition. Let's jump into the inside. Oh, by the way, that's the infamous Bathurst star sticker. So yeah. Anyway, coming into the inside of the car. One thing I think that's really cool about the Bathurst star is it comes with, well, I don't know whether it's cool or not. I've never been a massive fan of hydro-dipped carbon. I've never been a massive fan of carbon in general because I just think it looks tacky? I don't know. Anyway, I bought a car where one of the main features is the fact that it comes with a carbon interior. But basically what it means is all these door cards and everything are all carbon fiber. I did notice already that the window switch is broken, so I'm gonna have to order a new window switch. Luckily, Mazda still makes these and they're not too expensive. We have a turbo timer, which is gonna get deleted. But yeah, all of this is all carbon fiber, which I think is pretty cool. Well, carbon fiber pretty much. One of the craziest things about this car is the fact that it comes with an Aria Memia Speedo, which is like baller status. It was actually in there when it came from Japan, and this car has done all of its Ks basically in Australia. I believe it was imported around 2005, 2004, and I'm the 3rd owner in the country, which I think is pretty sick. The car's still relatively low Ks. I believe it has 120,000 Ks. The engine was rebuilt. We'll get to the engine a little bit later, but it was rebuilt 30,000 Ks ago, so it's not too bad. The fact that I know it's been running perfectly for the last 30,000 Ks and it still starts on hot start, I'm more than okay with. All the gauges work, which is definitely not like what happened in my old car. Steering wheel looks absolutely beautiful. It's got a mad shift light, which I'm definitely going to delete. It's got a double din head unit, which I really like, but just a few little things like this right here, like I'm going to get rid of that or try and clean it up. Is that actually, that's actually carbon. What? Okay, I'm going to get rid of that and try and get something nicer to put in there. Apparently these are rare. I don't know exactly. I've never really looked at cigarette lighters, but that's a very heavy unit. It's definitely been used before, so probably one of the previous owners in Japan is probably a smoker. It's a very tight fit. There you go. Some of the things like up here. What on earth is that? I have no clue what that is. I'm gonna pull that out and try and figure out what that is. Anyway, guys, This right here is a garage remote, which I have to give back to the old owner, but it's basically Sikaflexed up there. I'm just really happy about the fact that that's actually not part of the dash. That's just a trim piece, so I'm going to have to order a new trim piece because that is definitely not going to come off properly. I don't know what that's doing. Anyway, here's the really cool part. These Bathurst Stars come with this absolutely incredible handbrake and shift knob. Now these ones will both need to be cleaned up a little bit. I'm probably going to try and polish these up as they're quite faded and worn, but I'm just really hoping that this is just like an alloy or something that I can polish up. I just have to really tape off this to make sure I don't take off that Mazda Speed logo, because that's what makes it worth all the money that it is. I cannot believe that these shift knobs are so expensive. When I saw these, I was like, okay, I'm going to try and go buy one brand new. They don't make them anymore, of course, and if you do find a good condition one, they are $500 to buy. So if anyone has any of these shift knobs or anything, yeah, please let me know. Aside from that, the interior actually looks pretty good. A few little buttons and stuff have like gunk on them for the previous owner, but this is just a block off, so that's completely fine. The fog lights, which it still has its fog lights, which is amazing. It still has its fog lights. The fog light switch works, which is what mine didn't. Demister, unless it's supposed to do that, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, anyway. It has an ashtray, which has been used, which means, yes, a smoker has been in this car, unfortunately, but this ashtray is going to go because I have a little armrest thing, and then we also have a quad lock sitting down here. I don't know why it's got a quad lock, but that's going to come off as well. I just really hope that I don't damage this, because I don't want to pull that off if it's going to pull the carbon off, because these trim pieces right here are so expensive. And one of the things when I saw the car to make sure whether it was actually in good condition was making sure that all the stuff that made this car a Bathurst Star was in good condition, and it is. So I'm really happy about that. Alright, let's have a look around at the boot, hey? Alrighty. Alright, so it looks like it's got a fire extinguisher, which is very similar to my old car. Not quite sure exactly what that is, but it's like a little clip. That extinguisher looks so incredibly old, I'm going to have to replace that. I don't know what all these are. Looks like a set of bulbs. Thank you very much, Nathan. Appreciate it. Then it's also got a very nice condition front lip, which looks like it's been polished over before in the past, so I'm going to paint that up, make that look all nice, because I think I'm going to put that original lip back on, because I'm going to destroy that carbon lip. Comes with its OEM wiper, which I've never seen before in an FD. Whether I'm going to keep it, who knows, but either way. And yes, it comes on these beautiful black T37s. These are all 18 by 9.5 plus 22s, I believe, all around. They fit up incredibly. They fit up so much nicer than my TEs. I reached out to the new owner of my FD that I sold, and I said, hey, look, would you be interested in swapping a set of TEs for TEs? And I'm still waiting to hear back from him, but after I've seen these ones here and how incredible they look on this yellow, and the fact that it just looks so clean with the black and the yellow and everything, I'm honestly thinking I'm just gonna keep the TEs on this car because they fit so much nicer than the ones that I imported. The only thing being is these are just regular SLs, I believe, and the ones I ordered, the Saga S Pluses, which are a lot lighter. They look pretty cool as well, but aside from that, the car also comes with a old RE Amemia exhaust as well, and this thing here is discontinued. They now have like this cool little dump tip sort of thing, but yeah, completely discontinued exhaust. I think it is absolutely amazing. You can see just how incredible the interior condition of this car is. The seats are a little bit weird. They kind of have like a different stitching to my old car. It kind of looks like it wouldn't stand up as nice. The seats are definitely in better condition because mine had a bit of a hole that had worn through the side of it. These are still pretty fluffy as well, but I'm gonna have to be really careful when I'm scrubbing these, I think, because it's gonna like lift up and look like carpet. But the mats look pretty cool. These are all genuine Mazda mats. They look great. But yeah, you can see the entire interior condition of this car. Just looks absolutely incredible. Having a look in the back seat. Oh no, Nathan, you didn't. I hate the smell of these things. If anyone puts these things in their car, I swear to God, I will remove all California scents. Screw that stuff. Now, typical Mazda should be oil. Yep, we have some oil, we have some premix. It's a premix that I was already running for the old car, so that's pretty cool. Looks like it's leaked through the back a little bit too. And well, we got a Coke bottle so we can measure it all up. How nice. Yep, typical Mazda things. Looks like a little bit of oil was dripped, but all around incredible condition on this car. The carpets look great, the seats look great. Oh, it's a leather back. My other one didn't have leather back. I wonder if that's a weight saving thing. Either way, pretty stoked about that. Alrighty, let's move around to the engine, I think. I never realized how hard RX-7 doors are to close. I now understand why everyone says it's difficult, because the new seals make it difficult. Engine bay time. There we go, closed. Only the third attempt. Whoa, she is stock. So under the bonnet on this thing, we have a fresh, I wouldn't say fresh, 30,000 Ks on. Got a 30,000 kilometer old 13B REW. I'm not quite sure exactly what the internals are on this car, but it was actually built by RMS, which are the people that built my original engine in the old car as well, which was the Bridgeport. This right here isn't a Bridgeport, as you probably heard from when it started up. It is what's called an extended port, which is a standard port that they've just opened up slightly to allow a little bit better airflow. So you can get a little bit of a lumpy idle while still retaining the nice drivability, a little bit of the nice fuel consumption, which honestly are terrible for rotaries anyway. But you guys can see just how incredibly stock this thing is. It still has the battery cover, which I've never seen on an FD before. I know that this thing here is definitely aftermarket, but in saying that, I believe it is also RE EMEA, I'm pretty sure. Actually, the welds look a little bit too good for Japan, to be honest. Yeah, pretty sure that's RE EMEA. But this replaces a plastic can anyway, so I'm more than happy with that. I'm not quite sure, right? It's so stock. Nothing's really been changed. I can definitely see some speaker wire. Looks like there's been a sub in here beforehand. It's kind of just chilling there. Kind of don't like that, but whatever. Whatever floats your goat. I wonder if there is a sub somewhere installed in this car, whether there's going to be sub wiring. I guess I could ask the old owner. Looks like this is starting to fray up as well, like I did on my old car, so I'm definitely going to have to replace that. But yeah, we're back on the twin turbos and we're back on the non-V mount. Oh, $10,000 right there. I would love to say that there's more to show you, but at the end of the day, there's not really. It's a very stock standard FD. Looks like the entire rat's nest has been gone through and they've replaced it all with brand new vacuum lines. I don't know why they chose blue, but either way, I love the fact that they're all floppy. The fact that they're floppy means that they're most likely not all decayed and everything. Plus, oh my god, we have an air pump. We have a freaking air pump. I've never seen one of them before. Well, it's gonna get deleted pretty quickly. Well guys, there you have it. My brand new FD RX7. I'm gonna go take some beauty shots right now and probably get some really nice photos for you guys, but either way, I am incredibly, incredibly happy with this purchase. It is basically a 1-for-1 with my old car, and at the end of the day, my old car, I drove 2,000 kilometers because I was always worried that something would break, and honestly, something did break every single time I drove it. This car is a very, very, very big step for me, and not only is it my most desired color in the most desired car that I've ever seen in the world, but this one here, this personal FD that you can see right behind me, is actually the FD that was driving around Brisbane, that it's been in all of my videos over the last couple of years, where every single time I've seen it at a car meet, I've gone, one day I will own an FD. And it's weird to think that after so many years, the owner from Brisbane has sold it and swapped it and done everything that's happened, and it's all come back around to the point where a car that I've looked up to for probably about 10 years, well, pretty much ever since I've been in Brisbane, about 6 years that I've seen driving around, going to all these car meets, going to QR, all Asian Day, everything else as well. This is the exact car from Brisbane that I saw for the very first time that made me go, I want an FD. It is the reason that I've always wanted a yellow car, is this exact car right here. Seeing my other car go last week was very, very tough, because even though it gave me so much stress, I loved it so much. This car here has driven without any issues for the last 30,000 kilometers. I've spoken to Nathan, the previous owner, and the previous owner before him, which was the one that basically imported it. And its second engine was built 30,000 kilometers ago, and it's been driving without an issue for 30,000 kilometers. I drove this thing in Sydney when I was there, and I didn't have a worry in the world, and that's exactly what I wanted out of a car. I just want to be able to jump in and drive it. And yes, we're going to miss out on the Bridgeport, but we're going to be like plus 99 drivability with the Streetport. Plus, I think it sounds pretty tough as well. Who knows in the future, if I do decide that I don't care about laws at all and I want to go Bridgeport again, I can 100% do that. I'm actually thinking about trying to build a rotary myself. A lot of people are going to probably think that's horribly weird and stuff, but yeah, this exact car right here is the one that I've looked up to for years and years and years and years and years. And I cannot believe I own it. So I think that's pretty much it with the entire car. At the end of the day, I also picked up a set of the CEs that came on the car. These have been on the car for years and years and years and years and years. They're a set of 17 by 8s. Terrible offset. These are even worse offsets than the BRZs, and people who own the BRZs, you probably know they're absolutely woeful. So what I'm thinking about doing, I picked these up super duper cheap. The reason I picked them up was because the TEs sit outside the guards, and apparently Vic roads can get a little bit anal when it comes to car modifications and stuff like that. So trying to get it registered down here is going to be a little bit of a challenge. At the end of the day, I have a set of CEs here, which fit perfectly underneath the guards, and they have legal tires. So that's the only reason why I bought them. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some spacers, like adapter spacers, and put them on the BRZ, because these 17s on the BRZ I think will look so sick. I'm just gonna have to take out these horrible center caps because they look tragic. I also got a painted carbon bonnet, which I think is pretty cool. So it's exactly the same Angry Panda factory one as what I had on the original car. It's just painted completely yellow, which I'm stoked about. And this right here is the factory carbon wing blade, which is very cool as well. So I have everything to basically return this car back to its stock form, which I'm pretty stoked about. Well, there you guys have it. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys are all keen for the amount of content that's coming up here in Melbourne, as well as here with the FD. There's even, oh my god, there's a B. Oh god. I hope you guys are keen for the content. Stay tuned. This is about to be epic.